I'm up for that. If the next one didn't work, you were going to be happy. What the hell's going on?
I'm not sure, but Hoff's fist pumping, Carton in there. We got 2 calls gone awry. Yeah,
Hey, Carton, we're doing our show. Get out of here.
Come
We're
on.
working.
Yeah, what would happen if somebody burst into the control
just
room
walks
on
in
your
like he
show?
still works here. There he is.
What would happen if somebody burst into the control room during your show and kick him right out?
All 96 pounds of Al Dukes would beat him up.
I was concerned about Pete.
What? His weight?
Yeah.
Wow. You coming in blazing like that,
so I was
bro?
concerned. I thought maybe he had, disorders.
Oh, jeez.
No, I saw Pete the other night. He came to the comedy show.
He told us.
I had a blast.
He had a good time.
You think he looks
until
extra
now.
thick?
Did you feed him?
What are you high right now? Why are you laughing?
No, because I feel bad. He's standing right there. And he's a great guy.
He's the
and
best.
I don't like to make fun of people.
What I mean?
Yeah, Craig. You only make millions doing it.
I gave it all away.
Yeah, come on.
Was that the Lululemon Rangers sweatshirt?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't get the nice box like you did. I had to go there and get it.
Oh, you bought it?
No, I didn't buy it. But
Then stop complaining. It wasn't sent to your home. Sorry. It came to work.
What kind of hat you got there? That's a nice looking hat. What is
This?
that?
Some weed company.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Baby BT was on us something.
I'm telling you, you
buy
seem
enough,
like
they
you
give you a
popped
free
the gummy
hat.
today. You see, I know you're not, but you seem like you're a little.
No, I'm not.
Goofy today.
No, that's right before bedtime.
What are you doing here today?
Just saying hi.
Did you tape your show for Saturday? Is that what
No, I just got to meet some people, say hi, Don't
So
start,
when you start back on the air
the
here.
rumor mill again.
no,
I had to meet some people. You're starting the rumor mill.
Whose job you taking this time when you come back?
When's your contract up?
one more year. I'm going to start looking at it.
Yeah, me and you both.
Look at this guy.
How's the Fox show going?
No, it's good. It's good. It's fun. It's different. It's not this, obviously, but it's awesome. You're talking about stuff that we would never talk about here. I didn't get to talk about the Golden Bat thing today, but I'll probably talk about it
That's weird that you guys wouldn't talk about that.
awesome.
No, it was a caster. I'm still waiting for the thank you text from him. But
Would you help get him the job?
Helped get him the job. Got him the job. And I'm still waiting.
What, by being so bad when you did the game that like we can't be worse?
They're like, you better call Sims.
I'm just kidding.
No,
How did you help get a job?
I think it's a really good hire. I'm a huge fan of Ricky's also. You couldn't have gone wrong with either guy.
Ricky's good.
Dave is also part of the history of the fan, right? The soul man of the coal man, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I think he'll do a great job. Not a good job.
I got a couple of quick. Oh wow, that was an interesting insert. Good job, not a. Did you say a good job, not a great job?
I think he'll do a great job, not a good job.
My bad. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be great.
Couple of quick hitters for you.
Go.
You think Shane and Dable's back?
I think Dable's back. I think Shane's gone.
Interesting.
Wow. I think the dumbest decision they've made as an organization in a long time was doing Hard Knocks. And it's so against everything the Giants have stood for 50 years.
Yeah.
And they embarrassed themselves. They came across Mickey Mouse.
Didn't they have to do it? Isn't there a rule like if you didn't do it within a certain thing?
Not that one, because that was a new one. There's a thing about the old school one, the training camp one, where guys are getting cut and all that.
Yep.
Where I think you could, if you had a new coach, you didn't have to do it.
If you were a playoff team, there's like 3 or 4
some rules
points
about
of criteria. Sure, yeah.
But that was so antithetical to what the Giants have always been about.
Dude.
Thank you.
Very nice word.
And I think when Joe Shane, who's a nice guy, by the way, when your 10-year-old boy is on camera going, Dad, go get a quarterback. You only get one shot at this job.
Oh, dude.
And the crazy thing was that, as I understand it, the Giants had the right to say that can't air. Why, if you're John Mara, why would you let the segment air where I'm not going to sleep tonight if he goes to the Eagles?
They definitely have editorial power.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were asleep at the wheel. All right, so interesting Giant stuff. Who do you think who do you want the Jets to hire?
For a coach, you mean?
Yeah.
Look, I think it's time to go after an offensive-minded head coach. I think Cliff Kingsbury would fit the bill, especially if we assume that proven maybe rookie quarterback here for the Jets, not knowing what Rodgers decides to do. He's clearly proven the ability to make Kyler Murray a good quarterback, and what he's doing with Jaden Daniels is crazy. So if you told me that we were going after Cliff Kingsbury or a guy like that, I'm good with it. Ben Johnson's obviously a big name. But then you have to consider, let's just pretend there's 8 openings. Bears, I think the Bengals might have an opening the way the season is going.
That's true, yeah.
And then you have Jacksonville, some of those teams.
Miami might.
Miami just re-upped him, though.
What?
Mike McDaniel.
No. It's getting bad down there. Did you see what was said in the locker room the other day?
And people saw him shivering on the sideline.
One of the guys, I want you to finish, Craig, but one of the guys said, this guy's supposed to be our leader. He's standing by a heater during halftime shivering. That's what he actually said.
Yeah.
How do you bring that guy back?
I guess he lost his vape pen or something.
Go ahead.
But, so, look, there's only 32 of these jobs, so I think they're all good jobs if you want to be a head coach. Mm-hmm. But if you're a guy, let's say like a Johnson or an Aaron Glenn or even a Kingsbury, use him, where you're going to be in demand, multiple teams are going to interview you, isn't the Bear job better?
It's right up there. There's no question.
Isn't the Bengal job obviously better outside of cheap ownership and all that?
Yeah, they're very cheap.
You got a quarterback.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, we don't have a quarterback.
Or a good owner. Woody's awful.
Yeah, well, listen, Woody's not running the team.
Well,
his 17-year.
We're a mess, dude. We're so pathetic.
I heard the same.
Look, the fact that Joe Douglas has, quote unquote, never been happier.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. Where's Soto going before we jump into some other stuff here?
Your Mets are,
well, wait, hold on.
Drinking from the wrong fountain, buddy.
Now, hold on. I have some rapid fire as well. We were talking about the Bengals before.
Yeah.
Do you think Boomer's upset that Joe Burrow is now the greatest quarterback in Bengals history?
Not even a little bit. Really? No, because if you asked Boomer prior to Joe Burrow getting there and you said, who's the greatest quarterback in Bengals history, he would have said Ken Anderson.
Yep, I've heard him say that.
Come on.
He has.
And look, he knows that every generation surpasses the one before it. The league has changed since when Boomer played. Boomer's place in NFL history and Bengals history is very secure. He's in the damn Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And that's a team that never had a Ring of Honor. And I think he was the second class to get in. He's good. And I think if you asked him, like, take Wonder Woman's rope, he's got to tell the truth. He has no problem with Joe Burrow surpassing any and every record he's got.
Yeah, and it's funny because on that topic, I did ask him what he thinks is the best variation of the morning show, and he did, of course, say Boomer and Gio.
No, he didn't. No, then he lied to you.
He got serious all of a sudden over here. Hey, listen.
Look, why can't we all just get along?
We can.
We had, a longer run, of course. We had it's all good. It's all good.
All right.
No, look, he's by the way, I do think, so when Boomer and I were together, I called up Peter King once. Because he's a big Hall of Fame voter. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at Boomer's numbers. And I was, look, we're partners. You want the best for your partner.
Sure, you guys, I was pushing for Tiki.
Yeah.
I was pushing for Tiki.
Yeah.
When I was working with him.
By the way, you're right. Now it's like, your brother was better.
Tiki should be it.
Being the best giant running back is like being the tallest dwarf in the circus. Who cares, right? But
here comes the full court experience. Go ahead.
No,
that's what we want.
No, I love Tiki. He's the best. Not running back, but, just as a guy. He does have the best... I'll say this about Tiki.
Smile.
Tiki has the greatest charity softball game catch of all time.
It's tremendous.
Right?
That was better than Willie Mays in 54 against Vic Wirtz.
Of all time. Horizontal to the ground against,
Hall of Fame softball
So
catch,
I reached out to Peter King because he votes, and I go, just out of curiosity, like, where's Boomer when it comes to the Hall of Fame? And he goes, he has no shot. He's never had enough, support. We could even, over time, get to 2 or 3 dissenting votes to say yes. And then I started thinking about it. Boomer's called more Super Bowls on radio than any human being to ever do it. It was Hank Stram.
Many? Do you know the number?
I don't know the number.
But it's okay.
Hank Stram had the record. Boomer broke it maybe 5-6 years ago before he stopped doing it. Then you had a 25-year career on NFL Today. He is going, and should, in my opinion, get into the Hall of Fame as a contributor to the NFL or in the broadcasting wing.
I like it.
Like, when you've done more Super Bowls than any other person ever to live, and you had a 20-plus year career.
Better broadcaster or player?
He had a more... that's a good question. He had a more successful broadcast career,
right,
and also 3 times as long.
I came up with an idea for a segment: better broadcaster or player. You didn't like it. Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
It's not bad. Like Barkley, Charles Barkley, Boomer. Tiki. The options are endless. You can use it if you want.
But if he's not the manager of the Yankees, and if he doesn't win those championships, Joe's not in the Hall of Fame. Like, Joe got in the Hall of Fame by virtue of...
You wouldn't even know Joe Torre's name. If he didn't manage the Yankees.
That's not true.
You wouldn't know
Dude,
his
he's
name.
from Brooklyn.
You wouldn't know his name.
Yes, I would.
He'd be another guy.
I would know. You might. Listen, I would know.
No.
You might not.
I never would
have heard. For the same Sandlot team, the Cadets. Come on, dude.
Joe Torre, with all due respect, right? Joe Torre, if he's not the manager of the Yankees, is an afterthought in baseball.
Well, I'm not saying that he's definitely not as prevalent.
Like, he was a losing manager until he came to the Bronx.
He's also a broadcaster. I'm
a great
also
guy.
more of a sports fan than you, though. As you often admitted,
that's probably true.
Now it's getting uncomfortable.
Not for me, so.
Wait, so how'd you get the free sweatshirt?
Yeah, they invited us to an event at the NHL store. Hoff and I went. They had XXL. So
come on, man.
By the way, I think you look fantastic.
You like the part in his hair?
I appreciate it.
How about you? You always talk about your weight. You working out?
Yeah.
Are you working out?
Can you tell?
This guy, for the amount of stuff that you eat, man.
It's funny. So
you don't look terrible.
The other day, no joke, like I could lose a couple pounds for sure. Ozempic. So Michael Rubin chased me around his office trying to hit me with a Moderno needle. I'm like, do I really lose that kind of weight? So I bench pressed. I was very proud of myself. 265.
Not bad, dude.
Got it.
Nice.
Like that. Pushing cattle, right?
Yeah, that's not
Mark
bad.
Schlereth goes, I'll do 550 right now. Shut up.
Oh, wow.
Like, all right.
And he did it?
Did you have a spot for the 265 or solo? Do you have a spot?
Not a spot. Of course, not a spot. Yeah, I
just
can't do
asking.
265 without a couple good-looking girls, without people in the gym helping me out.
One time I was
What's your
filling in.
take on?
Yeah.
What's your you don't work out? What?
Okay.
What's your take on the whole spandex over the G-string spandex thing? You like that look?
There's something to be talking about where you get obviously the.
It's like spandex
I know.
over. And I think if we give them a little bit of grace, we allow them to do that in a much more successful manner.
Real fast, do you think doing the show keeps you away from temptations that might pop up if you weren't doing a show like that?
Yeah, earlier on, more so than now. Like I'm, in year 6 without gambling in any way, shape, or form, which I'm obviously proud of. Like it seems so to be proud of doing that. But
that's a huge
dude,
deal.
I gambled all day, every day for 2 years, and the fact that I could live my life without gambling or having the urge to gamble. Now, I'd be lying if I told you I never have the urge. There are moments where I'm like, boy, it'd be cool if I could go play a hand of blackjack or put money in a game I feel strongly about. I don't. And I have a real good support system around me that also makes sure I'm doing the right thing. But there are people struggling with it, and I think one of my first real personal connections to addiction was, believe it or not, was with Dwight Gooden, who I got to know very, very well. And I'll never forget years ago, before I had my issues, and I don't think Doc would mind me telling this story, there were moments when Doc would go missing.
Yeah.
Okay? Family had no idea where he was. We all assumed the worst. He's using again, and he's in a bad place, or God forbid he's dead. And there was one particular time where, I'm not going to say the other names, there were 8 of us that went looking for him. And we knew he was in New York. The last time he was seen was in New York. And 8 of us went out one night to bad places trying to find him. And we never found him, and he wasn't there, and he was actually fine. He was using at the time, but he was fine. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, you're Dwight Gooden. Like, what do you mean you can't say no? I just didn't understand addiction. And then you do it, and you go through it.
Yeah.
And you have a better appreciation for how hard it is to be the addict. And obviously, our families are, the first people, that we hurt and the people closest to us. But I have a greater appreciation for people that go through it and obviously conquer it. Like one of the great lines, Robert Downey Jr. had a massive drug problem.
Oh, he was a mess.
He came out and he goes, getting clean's the easy part. Goes, beating, drugs is easy. It's wanting to that's hard.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that was for me.
Pretty profound statement. I hear you.
And I know you got to take a break. For me, and I'm sure many people listening have addicts in their lives and friends and whatnot. And here's, for me, the final step, which I've not gotten to yet. I don't know why I stopped.
Can I take a guess? Save your family?
No. And I say that because my kids were always the most important thing in my life. My wife, my family. Like, you ever heard me anytime on the radio, it's all about my kids, my family. So they didn't suddenly become more important to me. And I wish I could figure out. I went to a casino in Pennsylvania. I had $60,000. I brought 30 in the casino with me. I left 30 in the car. I had already gone to rehab. I owned the fact that I was an addict. But ego, I wanted to convince myself I could stop if I wanted to stop. So I left the money in the car because I figured if I lose the money I go in with, I know I've got cash in the car. I'm not going to go to the car and get it. And I needed to split hands and double down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the money to do it. And my ego was like, well, you got to play the game right. And you got the money to play it right. Go get the money.
Yeah.
Went outside, got the money, lost the money. And that's the last wager I ever made.
Was that after you were in jail?
It was before I went to jail, but I'd been arrested.
Wow.
So it was in between being arrested and sentencing.
So you still pushed it a little bit.
I went out to Algamus, a rehab center in Arizona. The day I came home, I went to a casino to prove to myself I could conquer it. And once I saw for myself, once I accepted I was an addict and I can't conquer it, that's the last wager I've ever made. Yeah, but I don't know why I stopped.
I mean, good that you did.
I'd be dead if I didn't. There's no doubt. I would not be here.
I think a lot of people deal with it even on lesser levels. I can only speak from my own personal experience. Like the thought of watching a game and without any money on it was very difficult. And then you start to learn, like, hey, I can't afford to lose this money. And that's maybe the difference with a true addict, where those things
you have something, your brain goes up and says, I gotta stop.
can't do it anymore. Yeah, right.
And it could be $5, it could be $1,000. The number's irrelevant.
Right, exactly.
Because really that's for me. I didn't care about winning and losing at the end.
So then, if
I just had to play,
it's the action. It's less. As long as you're not destitute, it's the action.
I do think there's a part of ego involved in it.
Oh, it's all ego.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
It's ego and dishonesty. Yeah, I was the biggest egomaniac in the world about gambling, underground games before shows.
God,
was A-Rod there? I know A-Rod.
No, but I was invited to that game.
Where?
So I'm sitting. There's a place called the Lambs Club. All right, it's New Orleans, so I'm not ratting anybody out. I'm not that guy. And I'm having lunch there with executives from the Spike TV network when I was doing a show on Spike.
Oh, the Pros versus Joes thing? Wasn't that the network that had that? The same network, right?
It was the weekend pregame. Same network.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
I'm with the president and the CMO of Spike.
Okay.
I'm at the Lambs Club, a restaurant. Guy comes up to the table. He's like, big fan, nice to meet you. Has no idea who I'm sitting with, right? And he goes, I understand you like to play cards. And I'm kind of like, I'll meet you after lunch. We could have I'm happy to have that conversation. At the time, he goes, well, I run the game. Okay, that it's $25K to walk in the door. You have any interest? Dude, I'm sitting with the guy that's employing me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, but give me your phone number.
These guys give me a nice raise. I'll be there for 20
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I was now dealing with. Yeah. So the A-Rod game, which there's a big game in Jersey, it was $50K to walk in the door.
And you had access to everything. You had the access. That's the thing.
I had access to everything.
You had the access. You walk in wherever you want. You got the money to back it up. You're making big money doing the morning show.
Everyone knows who you are, so you're good for it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't hide. You're going to find Craig at some point. He's got to be on the radio.
And what goes against what most people think is most compulsive gamblers, you see, go to the casino and there's dudes high-fiving at the craps table.
Yeah. That's not the guy who's got a problem.
That ain't the compulsive gambler.
I hear you.
We don't want anybody to see it.
Yeah, and they usually don't enjoy the wins.
No, I want to be alone. I want to be private. Just give me my bubblegum vodka and Grand Marnier and I'm good.
Good God. Interesting.
I was at Borgata. And I'm like, I'm not gambling without a bottle of Grand Marnier and a bottle of bubblegum vodka next to me.
And they bring it to you because you're playing $15,000 a hand.
They come to me and they go, look, we can't really find the bubblegum vodka. I go, it's in the nightclub. Yeah. They go, well, the nightclub's closed. It's like 3 in the afternoon. I'm like, well, find it.
Yeah.
They found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to lose. Not
if you're playing $10 a hand, they give you a
no
warm
bubblegum vodka, but we got some bazooka for you.
Yeah,
so good seeing you guys. Happy holidays.
Good to see you doing well.
By the way, are you loving New Jersey?
I love
New Jersey.
Love New Jersey.
I told you.
Yeah, I know. My mom doesn't love that I'm there, but I love it.
Your mom can visit.
Go to Long Island, pain in the neck to go back, but yeah, I love it. The commute's better. Jersey in general better.
Yeah, I did hear a rumor from one of your neighbors. I got to be careful. Don't be lighting little fires on the deck during a drought.
Yeah,
I'm watching you.
No, you're not a fire pit guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Don't be that guy.
He's definitely not that guy.
I'm not a fire guy. Period. All right, they're telling me we got Reed's here. You guys want to continue this conversation?
Frankie, we got to let you go.
Peace. Be good.
Thank you.
Have a great Christmas.
Good seeing you.
We'll see you soon.